Hi guys, I hope you're well. Today I'm going to do a really quick video on how to do your concealer. So I did a video a little while ago which was how to exactly apply your mascara, and so this is going to be a similar video but just about concealer. This is exactly like how I apply concealer, where I apply it, and kind of what I use to like blend it in. Blending is really key, and so is having the right shade concealer, but you know, you'll see me in a minute when I've got no concealer on without the before I'm about to do the tutorial, and you'll see what a massive difference concealer can make. Concealer is now like my go-to. As I've got older, it's like my go-to makeup. I can do without foundation, I can do without blusher, bronzer, a lot of things, but concealer is one of those products that I could not do without. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let's get started with it, and before we do get started, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on these tutorials. Okay, so as you can see, I've fully got all my makeup on minus concealer obviously, blusher and highlight, because I can't do my blusher and highlight unless I've got my concealer on. And I've gone for like a full-on eye makeup look today, just so you can see what a difference concealer makes. So right now, lovely as my eye makeup and everything looks, it's just really, concealer is just going to bring together the whole look, and I'm not just going to look so like tired and haggard, which I feel like I look now, but just because under my eyes it's just not covered. And it's amazing when I look back at my pictures from so long ago, and I didn't used to wear concealer, or I didn't used to wear it properly. I'm definitely the wrong shade because under my eyes used to be like so grey. I'm not going to go through my favourite concealers again because I've got a video on that, so you can see which my favourite concealers are. For an under eye concealer, I normally would go like a shade lighter than what I would wear my foundation in, and always for me, I always love a lightweight concealer unless I'm going like out properly, or it's like a real evening look. But generally I do prefer a lightweight concealer, so that's what I'm going to work with today. I'm going to show you like my everyday, how I can put concealer on every day. The main thing I look for in concealer is obviously lightweight, blendable, and the fact that it's going to last all day, because it needs to last all day. The first thing I do when I'm doing my concealer, so there's no powder in the area at all, so I haven't put any powder in this area where I'm going to put my concealer, and I start off with a colour corrector just to counteract the darkness under the eyes. I use the Crayolan colour corrector, and it's just like this pen version, and this is the shade V6 or 6, which is an orange, and this is so blendable, so you just need the tiniest amount. And I don't colour correct everywhere, I literally just colour correct where I've got darkness. It's literally just here, really. I do one eye at a time so I can show you, but I just use my finger just to really blend this in where the darkness is. So can you see it's a bit more orangey under this eye, but it's counteracting the darkness. For red under the eye, you need something with a green tint. I mean, this orange shade isn't going to work for everyone, but it's really good for Asian skin tones and counteracting darkness. There you go, that's the colour corrected on both sides. Then take a lightweight concealer, so it would either be the Naked Skin concealer or the Becca concealer. I'm going to show you the Becca concealer just because I feel like we've done a lot of Naked Skin concealers lately. Take the concealer and just go into the area. So you would have noticed that before I used to literally draw like a massive upside down triangle under my eyes, but actually the more product you have, it's just, there's no need for that much product. So I just take a small amount and dot it on, and then work it in. And obviously, like as you're blending it, you can you're going to be extending it to where you need it. So as you can see, I'm using a lot less product. Then just as a highlight, I take the YSL Touche Eclair, or you can take kind of like, I mean, this is another really good concealer, the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Concealer. That's a good one to highlight as well, but some people use that as a normal concealer. It's another really lightweight one and lasts ages. I just like to use the Touche Eclair, and I use it in the shade 3. Again, I just take a tiny amount there, but I don't put it on top of the concealer. I kind of just put it around the concealer, because that's just more of a highlight. Then I take a beauty blender. Normally I use like the beauty blender, but I've got these ones from Sephora, the Sephora's own beauty blender. They're alright. It's a wet beauty blender, but then I just wet it with my Smashbox primer water just so it stays, and then I just, as normal, dab getting right in under my eyes. Normally the makeup under my eyes isn't done, so I get right in there. And I'm just blending upwards. And my blending isn't like that, it's dabbing. That's working the concealer into my skin, whereas when you swipe, you're kind of just swiping it off basically. If you've got time, just take your time to just keep on dabbing, and if you haven't, just dab faster. The lightweight concealer is so much easier to just blend it and dab. Using a more, if you want to go for a more like less everyday look, a more going out look, or more kind of like full coverage look, you just use a heavier concealer. And I've done a whole kind of like video on my favourite concealers, which ones are the more full coverage ones, which ones are the more lightweight ones, and I've got a full demo on how I use the Urban Decay All Night Concealer, which is a really heavy concealer, so you can see how I use that one. This is just kind of like an everyday concealer, and as you can see, I've just really dabbed it. And if you feel like you then need to go back and add a little bit more, you can leave it, but it's best to kind of start off with a little bit of product, because this is where the product builds up under your eyes, and this is what kind of ages you, makes you look older, and everyone's got fine lines under their eyes, and that's where the product is going to sit in. So the less product you use under your eyes and you really blend it out, the better it is. So at this point, a lot of people would then bake it. If you want to bake it, that's fine. I just feel that the older you get, kind of like once you're in your kind of like mid-30s, you know your skin. Kind of you can use powder to set, but not necessarily bake. And who knows, in a couple of months or a couple of years, I might just literally be like one of those makeup artists or people that don't want to use any powder under their eyes at all, because some people feel like that really ages you. With me at the moment, I don't feel like that. I feel like I can still use powder under my eyes, but that could change at any point. So when it does, I'll do another concealer video. I basically use the Kat Von D Lock-It powder, and I don't use a lot. I basically just use what's in my lid there, and I take a bigger beauty blender, and I'm not baking, I'm just setting. That's why I'm using a really small amount of powder just under my eyes there. And this powder is quite nice because it kind of brightens as well. It's kind of like one size fits all, that kind of powder that's like one shade suits everyone. And at this point I would then go back and do my brows, my cream contour, my cream blusher, all that kind of stuff. But today it's all done already, so I just take a normal brush. I just use like Real Technique setting brush, which I love. Take away any excess powder, which there shouldn't be because you're not really baking. Powder the rest from my face, make sure that everything just blended like that. But hopefully you can see what a difference that has made to the whole look. Just add a little bit of blusher, the apples of my cheeks. See, as you get older, you just wear blusher kind of noses. Don't ever wear blusher below that line. So again, that ages you, it drags your face down. And then, if we now add a highlight, compared to what I looked like at the beginning of the video, I just look a little bit more awake, and I've got the highlight and the concealer there, which just makes my skin and everything look just a lot more finished. That is a really quick video on how to do my concealer. I think it brings together a whole look. Like, it's unbelievable what a massive difference it makes to a makeup look. Obviously, if you want to see my favourite concealers, I will link that post below because it's been really useful for this video. I just wanted to keep this video a very short how to do a concealer video. So I hope it helps. If you've got any questions about concealer, or if there's any other kind of like specific product areas you'd like me to concentrate on about makeup, then just let me know and I can do that for you. I will see you guys very soon. Bye guys.